Yeah, my shoulder messed up, everyone. So don't tell Canelo. It may be the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
Is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how.
The boxing world has been shaken by the speculation surrounding Terence Crawford's condition ahead of his highly anticipated showdown with Canelo Alvarez, a fight that was already being billed as one of the biggest in recent memory. The talk began when rumors emerged that Crawford may have injured or re-injured a surgically repaired shoulder just days before stepping into the ring against Canelo. One of the loudest reactions came from former world champion and current analyst Tim Bradley, who did not mince his words. Bradley, known for his outspoken takes, slammed Crawford for what he perceived as excuse-making ahead of a massive fight. He argued that great champions fight through adversity, and if Crawford were already talking about shoulder issues, it could indicate doubt creeping into his mind before facing the most dangerous opponent of his career.
But word on the street is that Bud Crawford has hurt his shoulder or re-injured a shoulder that had been surgically
Crawford 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this.
Oscar De La Hoya, another legendary name and experienced promoter, added a different perspective. He focused less on injury chatter and more on the technical and physical realities Crawford will face in the ring. De La Hoya emphasized that Crawford is moving up in weight to challenge a naturally stronger and more seasoned super middleweight, and that disparity cannot be overlooked.
I know that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez.
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, it's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all.
No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo Crawford is coming up this weekend, and everybody's excited. Here in Vegas, the electricity is in the air. So, look, even though these guys are, combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes, and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just schooling him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches, but he cannot be comfortable inside the ring.
Sean Porter, who faced Crawford in 2021, gave his own take based on personal experience. Porter openly expressed concern about how Crawford would withstand Canelo's punches across a full 12 rounds. He spoke about the danger of absorbing blows from someone naturally bigger and stronger, emphasizing that Canelo's strategy would likely be to apply pressure early and wear Crawford down.
Like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out. You know?
Another influential voice, Showbiz the Adult, provided a more measured reaction. He cautioned fans not to jump to conclusions about Crawford's supposed injury, noting that injury rumors often surface before major fights as part of the hype machine. He acknowledged that Crawford's long layoff, age, and past training setbacks may have fed into the speculation, but stressed there was no concrete evidence to suggest the shoulder issue was real.
From this side of my mouth, is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how, right? Absolutely it can. Especially when you're packing on extra muscle, your shoulders get heavy anyway. When your shoulders are overdeveloped and you're packing muscle on. And if you have a shoulder injury, it would affect you, okay? I mean, I'm one of those people. It is what it is. I say it all the time, bro. It is what it is, all right? These are human beings. They're real people. If you have an injury, it will affect you 100%. These aren't robots. This ain't a damn cartoon. It's not a movie. It's real life. All right. A lot of you guys got issues now physically. You throw you in a ring, you'll be like, yo, my back was killing me. You know what I'm saying? But with that said,
despite all the talk, Terence Crawford himself confronted the rumors head-on in Las Vegas, firmly denying that he was carrying an injury. Moving his arms freely in front of reporters, Crawford dismissed the speculation as nothing more than fabricated antics. He called out the media and critics for stirring up stories with no basis, stating clearly that he was at his natural weight, fully committed, and prepared for the biggest fight of his career. His confidence seemed unwavering, and he reminded everyone of his track record: an undefeated run, multiple titles across divisions, and dominant victories under pressure.
Rumors that you've got a shoulder injury. Do you have a shoulder injury? Is that just rubbish?
Where I got a shoulder injury, I don't know. I think people coming up with their own, antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury. Terence Crawford had to shave. Terence Crawford slow. Terence Crawford. They coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling a difference in power now you've moved up and you're at your natural weight?
Power is definitely what I'm coming. So that's not any worries that I ever had.
Crawford's jabs don't ever miss. Canelo's punches come like a brick. Both got a bag for the tricks. They must eat their weed to bix. Don't come at me, you'll get dissed. You lanky streak of piss. Don't call you broke, you sis. Go chill and watch Netflix cause it's big.
Adding another layer of intrigue, Kenneth Sims Jr., a Chicago-based sparring partner, recalled his experiences training with Crawford and described how Crawford consistently dominated him in the gym, showcasing elite timing and adaptability. Sims admitted that Crawford punished him even when he tried to rise to the challenge, proof to him that Crawford's skills are at the highest level.
Did Terence Crawford beat you up in sparring? Because a lot of people have told me, even Shakur told me that Bud has beat me up in sparring before. Like
the first time we sparred, he beat my ass.
Yo, why does this nigga do? Bud be like trying to beat up niggas for real in sparring.
Yeah, he beat my ass the first time we sparred. Nah, but that was before we went to camp together. So that was Bud, his baby mom, she from Chicago, so he come up here and he called me whenever he come up here and be like, yo, what you doing? So this was, I was like 19, 20 years old. He called me, bro. I said, I ain't doing that. I said, you got your shit?
Bud competitive. You know he gonna be.
He said, yeah. I said, come to the gym.
Right.
I did all right, but he would be. But I did all right.
Yeah.
But when we was in camp with for the camp with Amir Khan camp, it was great work. It's like boxing. You have your days, you have his days. It's good. It's fun.
While Crawford's conditioning impressed many, others raised concerns about Canelo's own form. Critics noted that Canelo has not looked as sharp in recent outings compared to his peak, pointing to slower punch volume, fewer combinations, and even possible lingering effects of past injuries. Observers suggested that age may be catching up with him, leaving him more reliant on experience than explosiveness.
I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Really? Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you like this, I mean, the weight division thing, but I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
But trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So
obviously, Crawford's a great fighter, Canelo's a great fighter, but I just think that this has more hype around it, and we just saw them come off of some boring-ass fights, and they're probably just going to sit there and dance for 12 rounds.
Who is Canelo? What Canelo is going to show up? The Canelo is looking to cash a big check, or the Canelo that really wants to fight like a fighter?
At the seams, you got to pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He done signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational
Analysts remain divided on predictions. Some believe that Canelo's size, strength, and experience at super middleweight give him the clear edge, particularly if he forces the fight on the inside and wears Crawford down. Others counter that Crawford's unbeaten record, fluid movement, and elite ring IQ could allow him to neutralize Canelo's pressure and outbox him over 12 rounds, potentially echoing the way Floyd Mayweather once made Canelo look one-dimensional.
Totally debunked this shit. He said that he has no shoulder injury, but at the same time, bro, you can't expect Terence Crawford to come out here right before the fight, if he is injured, that is, and say like, no, yeah, my shoulder is injured. Of course he's not gonna do that shit, right? So he has to deny it. So Terence Crawford denying that he has a shoulder injury, it doesn't really mean shit to me. But how true this is, we're gonna hear the truth about this shoulder injury after the fight. This is probably when, if Terence Crawford loses, you're probably gonna hear that, yeah, my shoulder was injured, this and that, you know. Just the list of excuses, it just keeps piling up with this guy, you know. Or not with him. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is using these excuses, but you guys got to keep this in mind, right? To everybody that's out here saying like, oh no, Bud is looking bigger than Canelo and this and that, right? You guys got to keep in mind that Canelo is doing his usual weight cut. Canelo, did you guys see the footage of Canelo arriving on his private jet and where he got off of the stairs and shit, right? And he looked like he was kind of drunk. He looked like he was kind of drunk, like he looked kind of crackheaded-ish, right?
We are ready here in Vegas, ready for Saturday, September 13th. Thanks, Riyadh Season and Turkey Al-Hashim. We're ready.
He looked off, but then I really paid attention, and that's because he's cutting weight, bro. Canelo looks like that because he's cutting weight. I'm not gonna say he's weight drained or nothing like that, but he's, you know, he's struggling, bro. You could see the shit in his face and all of that. You know, pay close attention, bro. A lot of people are thinking that he was drunk when he got off of that plane, but I don't think it was that, bro. I just think that it's that weight cut.
But, you know, some people say that you've not faced the level of power and precision to the body that Canelo brings, that he's different. What do you think he brings anything different to the table that you haven't seen?
Well, they always say that, you know? They say that with Spence. He's a body snatcher. He's going to break my ribs and so forth. You know, we shall see.
How do you want people to remember this performance when it's all said and over? What's the headline the next day?
Listen, they're gonna come up with their own analogy, you know? All I know is they're going to be saying Terence Crawford was spectacular September 13th.
Hi again, Coach. They say that Crawford got injured, and then is that true? What
That's
people are saying
That's
that?
a lie.
100%. He's ready for the fight for this Saturday.
100%.
You gotta say that in the news, right?
In the news.
You got it. Thank you very much.
Canelo, what did you think about the picture of Crawford? And you know, he's looking pretty muscular. What do you think about that?
I think it's good because we see he prepared himself really well, and you expect a really good fight. So
good, it'd be good, and this is the biggest fight in the last 10 years.
What do you make of Terence Crawford's shape? He posted that photo with the six-pack. How do you think he's handling the weight?
This is the fight, the biggest fight for them, and they will be ready 100%, both of them.
Thank you very much.